I'm an Orangeburger. I mean, I'm an Orange, I'm an Orange Burgundian. No, I'm from Orangeburg, and I'd like to tell you about the most exciting thing that happened to me when I grew up in Orangeburg, and it was not that. It was one of the most. It was better than the double Ferris wheel at the county fair. It was better than that, and that was the second most exciting thing. Well, maybe not the second, but this was such a fascinating and great experience that I can barely contain myself when I talk about it. And I was with Jimmy Guthrie in his 1964 Pontiac Bonneville, which was the size of like a bus. And I spent a lot of my high school years riding around with Jimmy. And, you know, he almost killed me dozens of times. And no, I don't think I should assume it's been too long. But, like, if you're going somewhere with Jimmy and he says he's going to pick you up, just say, I've already got a ride. You know, that just might be safe. So we were riding around and we see this pillar of smoke in the distance. This is unusual in Orangeburg, especially in those days. You know, Orangeburg was really small. Something's on fire. This is exciting. Something in Orangeburg is on fire. I mean, but that was incredible. So we drive toward the smoke. Jimmy, you know, probably driving 90 miles an hour, which was his minimum speed. And we come upon really the best fire I've ever seen in my life. And that was, it was the Times and Democrat building burning down. And I never saw anything more fun in my life. There was a parking lot across the street from the Times and Democrat in those days. And where the Times and Democrat is now is the same place where the building was that burned down. And so there was this big empty parking lot. And so we parked there, and we got on the hood of Jimmy's car, and we just sort of, flung our legs out and leaned back against the windshield. It was kind of like being in a lounge chair watching entertainment. You could be far too expensive to afford on your own. I mean, because burning a building down is expensive. And so people were like selling cold drinks and M&Ms and stuff like that. And so, because it went on a while, and so I think we bought a couple of Coca-Colas and some M&Ms, and we're watching this thing, and the fire gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're like, this is so exciting. I mean, all of Orangeburg is going to burn down. I mean, can you imagine anything more exciting than that? But it didn't. I mean, we were high school kids. I mean, it wasn't like we didn't want Orangeburg to burn down. But when you're a high school kid, you go, wow, maybe our whole town will burn down. It's kind of fun. It was a long time ago. And so we said, this is incredible. And so y'all, fire engines begin to arrive from places like North and Ellery and Branchville. After they had a fire engine. And Pelion, I mean, they probably had to push theirs. You never saw so many fire engines in one place ever. And so they poured water on it, they poured water on it, they poured water on it, and we just kept watching because the fire wouldn't go out. And this became, what was great about this was not like restricted. There was no kind of racial or religious significance to this. It was just a really good fire of one of the biggest buildings in Orangeburg burning down. And everybody could enjoy it, and I think everybody did. And it not only was a daytime entertainment, but it went into the night too. So, I mean, it lasted like 8 hours or something like that. And so when I look back on my youth in Orangeburg, and people ask me, they go, Charlie, what was the most exciting thing that happened when you grew up? I just have to tell them. It was when the Times and Democrat burned down.